Hey guys, What's the 5 here with episode number 1 of the EAFC career mode with West Ham. There was a lot of changing of teams, but we finally settled on West Ham. I had a little play around with Brentford, I had a little play around with Nottingham Forest. Didn't really like either of them. The squads, they're a bit meh, This West Ham team though, I like the looks of it. I like the fact we've got Europa League straight away. And I like the fact we can build on what David Moyes has already laid down in foundations with ourselves as the manager. Now, in this career mode, we are going to, first season, I think, maybe a cheeky FA Cup, maybe a nice little Europa League run, something like that. But some new features for this year's game is the tactical vision. I think West Ham, a nice counter-attacking team. They've got a solid defence and they've got nice quick wingers that can help us in the counter-attack. As to the team itself, we want to be looking maybe at some new strikers to replace Antonio and Danny Ings. They're a bit of ageing strikers, and maybe a new keeper, new backup left back, and maybe a new left winger. As for this is a new staff feature. I'm going to be honest with you. I just bought as many as possible and just hoped that it did something. I'm not 100% sure what it does. But yeah, you can just see here, buying them, chucking them in anywhere, wherever I want to get close to that ideal star number as possible. Something I do know, this is the Youth Scouting Network. We're going to send him to England to try and get some London-based talents. You know, West Ham is the home of football. The World Cup winning squad of 1966. I don't know how many of them were from West Ham, but I think it was a lot. That's all I know. But yeah, the first piece of transfer business, it is going to be Eddie Howe coming to our office. He's going to talk to us about Emerson Palmieri or whatever. He's not in the first team plans. He is the first team left back, but there is a player that I would like to get to come into the first team and replace him. He's 28, he's 77 overall, 12.5 million for this type of player. I think is a reasonable, fair deal. That is what we get. Newcastle, they need a left back in real life, and I think that's a nice piece of business between ourselves and Eddie Howe. There we go, confirming the transfer. It did go through. There was no failed medical or anything. The player I wanted to sign was another former left back from Chelsea, but they're not willing to do transfers with a direct rival. So that completely threw a spanner in the works of my left back plans. So we're playing Cresswell. We're playing Cresswell there, Aaron Cresswell. I know. Big problemo in terms of pace, in terms of just mobility. He is not the best in his later stages of his career. As for this though, really nice new graphics, pre-game graphics. As we take on Cadiz, we're going to be using the highlights feature, and we are going to be trying to get our gist of it, of this new game. The first goal ever scored in EAFC 24 career mode is going to go to Said Ben Rama. So congratulations to the Algerian. He goes down in history as the first goal scorer in career mode on EAFC, any iteration of the game, on the 5/5 channel. We then simmed the game. We lost 2-1 to Hoffenheim. And it was at this point I thought, I need a striker. Someone to replace Antonio. Someone to replace Danny Ings. Why not bring Tammy Abraham back to the Premier League? He fits us nicely. He's got a decent amount of pace. He's a nice big body up top. And his finishing ain't too bad either. Get him in 29.5 million. I think is a nice, solid deal for the striker. As for his contract, he wasn't on the most wages anyway. He wanted a crucial first team role, 4 years. He's only 25, so that is like the perfect contract. We're going to up his wages slightly, give him the goal bonus and all that. And a really nice signing. He will go down, that's another record here, as the first signing we have made in EAFC career mode history. The first sale, Emerson. The first signing, Tammy Abraham. The first goal scorer, Said Ben Rama. Speaking of the man, There was an offer for him from Fulham. They wanted a swap deal. Harry Wilson, I was tempted by that one, but in the end, I wanted the money, and they didn't want to go as high as I valued Said Benrahma, and the deal fell apart. We're going to go shopping in the Championship here for Willy Gnonto, 19 years of age, 74 overall. Kind of last season, he obviously got relegated with Leeds. Probably Leeds' most talked about player last year, and through this past summer about how he's kind of dealt with going down to the Championship and wanting to leave Leeds. But we did get him a nice deal actually for him. He's not on the highest of wages either. We'll give him a nice bump up just so he accepts the contract. But 19 years old, 5-year contract with a rotational club status. I think that is a very, very solid deal for the man. 9 million as well. Really, really nice. And with the signing of Gnonto meant we had to look to get rid of one of our other wingers. We had quite a few left wingers. Obviously, we have also got Kudus and Bowen on the right-hand side. Left-hand side is going to be Said Benrahma and Gnonto after the sale of Cornet to Leverkusen. We actually got 500,000 more for him than we signed Gnonto for. So overall, good business. And we're going to start the season off like West Ham did in real life, away from home at newly promoted Bournemouth. Should be a solid little game, this one. It's a game we should be winning, but we are playing on ultimate difficulty. It is a new game, so guys, take it easy on me, because I know the score of this one, and it is a mental game. It is an insane game. But 6 minutes in, the first chance is going to come our way, and it is going to come the way of Said Benrahma. Inside the James Ward-Prowse, he's going to be a big addition to this team. Jarrod Bowen, we're just trying to play across the face of goal. We find Lucas Paqueta on his left foot, past the keeper. He makes it 1-0 to West Ham, just the way we wanted to start the game. Lovely finish from our Brazilian man in that attacking midfield position. We're playing the 4-2-3-1 this season, and so far in this game, you'll probably see, I'm not too sure about it. Lovely little block there from Zuma, but it does fall back to the Bournemouth players. Amiri just charges into the box, plays it to Solanke, he lays it off to Christie, and just like that, they find the back of the net, basically from their own kickoff. This is ultimate difficulty for you. Ultimate difficulty on a new game. It just always feels completely different to ultimate difficulty at the end of the game. It's weird. I could be playing this exact same game in like 9 months' time, and I would probably be winning 3-0, 4-0, but because we are at the beginning of the game, because it feels different, it is always a very, very tricky situation to navigate. Do we lower the difficulty to start the season? Do we just stick with it, ride with it? It's a tough one. Right now, we're going to just stick with ultimate. If it gets too difficult, if we lose games we should be winning, we'll bump it down until we get comfortable with the gameplay, and eventually we'll move it back up. But this game, 2-2, Tammy Abraham is the man to score the goal as we move into the second half of gameplay. Things, they're going alright. Not too bad, not too good, but yeah, we're conceding a lot, but we're also scoring quite a few goals as well, which is nice to see. As Lucas Paqueta did just pick up his second goal of the game. It's what we want. Our attackers are scoring goals. Our defenders are just letting in pretty easy chances here. So you can see Cresswell. It's a simple ball to Kudus there. Played it out, didn't quite work out. Bournemouth had possession of the ball. Bournemouth put the ball in the back of the net. Bournemouth are back level once again. So, left back, they've been targeting this left hand side. It feels like they've been targeting it, especially in the first half and this start of the second half. They kind of knew Cresswell was there. They knew he's not the best, and they took 100% advantage of that. And that is why in the next episode we will be signing a new left back. And yeah, 4-3 now to Bournemouth. Once again, they're coming down our left hand side, trying to get the better of Cresswell. They're doing exactly that. He's all over the place. He doesn't know where he's going. He's coming or going. And in the 88th minute, Cresswell trying to play out from the back. He's already given away possession once or twice. This time it's Paqueta. And they're just going to bounce on us with the ball from Sinisterra through to Solanke. 5-3 is the score. And like I said, goals, goals, goals in this game. Tammy with a chance to make it 5-4. Didn't quite work out. And just look at Tammy. He's running away. He doesn't want to be seen. He wants to go home. The final whistle was blown. He just wants to get home. But that is it. That is going to be it for episode number 1 of this career mode. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. If you have, please like, subscribe, and peace.